a blessed new year to everybody, from our family to yours. We really wish you a blessed 2024, and we pray that it may be a year of increase, peace, and prosperity for you and your family, as we are praying, hoping, and wishing that it's the same for ours. But another more important topic is the fact that it's an election year in our country. And we seriously need to start thinking, because our democracy, our so-called democracy, turns 20 years old this year. And at 20 years of age, you are no longer a teenager. No, way more than 20. 30. Oh Lord, so I'm even I'm way behind. It's turning 30 years old.
Yeah.
So it's not even no longer a young adult, it's a full adult straight. 5 years from no longer being able to be a part of the youth league.
Yeah.
So now is the time for an adult conversation about what's really working in our country. And we're not even just going to talk on a macro level where we're just talking ideas and politics. Let's talk about every day, where we wake up, where we live, who we live with, how we live with those people. And that's why I think when we centralize the conversation around family, we get a much clearer perspective. I can speak from somebody who started voting before I had children to now that I'm a father. I realize that having a family really gives you perspective. And I'm willing to even take it one step further, to be controversial enough to say that the only people that should vote are people that have children and property in this country, because those are the only people that have skin in the game. Everyone else, what are you voting for? Except the nonsense that we've been getting, you know what I'm saying? Because when you have a whole bunch of people who are uncoupled to the soil, uncoupled to a family, uncoupled to their family names, then you have people that are voting strictly off of what feels good to them. And that's how you end up in the mess that we're in. Because before 94, we had some sort of semblance of black republics, which means that the people that ran I'll speak specifically of our homeland, our fatherland, Kwakwa, right? Before 94, who ruled Kwakwa? What was the attitude and the spirit of the people who are living in Kwakwa? It was that this is our fatherland. We will do everything to protect it. We will do everything to develop it. We will do everything to make sure that it's the best land for us and our children. Which is why I keep coming back to that maybe the only people that should have a vote or a say are the ones that own some of the land and have children that have to grow up on that land, because everybody else is just going off of their emotions and what feels good to them. And then you realize that when you have people that are more based on ideas than land and family, then you end up with the situation we're in now, where we're going on 30 years of democracy, and yet the people who were disenfranchised or who felt didn't have a voice before 94, do they have more of a voice now? Yes or no? It's up for question, because we can cry all we want, complain all we want about load shedding, and what changes? Unless the comrades say it's gonna change. Can it change? So you understand that we swapped out, if you really want to look at it from that metric A, we swapped out one oppressor for another oppressor. And I don't care what your oppressor looks like, whether they look like you or they don't look like you. If somebody is standing in the way of your self-determination and your liberty in a country that our fathers have bled all the forms of struggle that you can think of, our fathers bled for this land, our fathers sweated for this land, blood, sweat, and tears. Our mothers cried for this land. So for us to be in this land 30 years after our so-called liberation and still have some of us struggling, lets me know that there's something wrong with the leadership. And I think it's because we're basing the leadership on ideas, we're looking for heroes outside of us, but nobody's coming to save you, blood. Like, the only people that are going to save us is us. And it starts with what we do in our families. How are we raising our children? How are we getting along with each other as parents? How are we getting along with each other as siblings? What standard are we holding our parents to? Because for the longest time, we've been taught that our parents are infallible. They can do no wrong. And when you have somebody who can do no wrong, then you have a broken system. If you have somebody who's considered as somebody who can do no wrong, then that for me would be the definition of corruption. Because now this person can do whatever and know that they'll get away with, which is exactly what describes our political situation. And I suppose it's not surprising that it is our parents who would want to vote for a party that is considered infallible. Because they brought us liberation, now they can do no wrong. Because your mother gave birth to you and has taken care of you, now she can do no wrong. These are all nonsense concepts. The only thing that matters is land and family. This is the land of my fathers. I will fight for it. I will die for this land. I will work this land to make sure that it's the best land that it can be for my children. So that's basically my message for 24 is however you vote, think about how it's going to affect the land of your fathers and how it's going to affect your legacy, as in what future do your children have in this land that your fathers have fought so hard for.